Welcome to the Horse Talk Show. Have you ever seen a horse who could talk? With your host, Louisa Barton, who really wants to be a famous rider. She really loves to ride fast. Presented by Peterson & Smith Equine Hospital and Complete Care.
Truth is, I have horses with people problems.
Now here's the Brit on the bit, Louisa Barton. Enjoy the show.
Larsen Farms is our TV broadcast sponsor. Mr. Richard Larsen, a man of great integrity, cares about every single bale of hay and about taking care of his customers. He also has a huge heart for those genuinely in need. Larsen Farms, Idaho's finest alfalfa. The Horse Talk Show broadcasts from the CEP's Equine Studios in downtown Ocala in the horse capital. Thank you for joining us on the Horse Talk Show this week, presented by Peterson Smith Equine Hospital and Complete Care. Thank you to Larsen Farms, our television broadcast sponsor.
Idaho's finest alfalfa.
Louisa Barton here in the studio with Dancing Pete Roder from Complimentary Horsemanship, and we have a phenomenal lineup for you today.
Whoop, whoop.
We have some great guests. We have Megan Vainosky here with us in the studio from MV Equestrian. We also have Maiko Mottie, who is the CEO of Horse Fans. Very excited to chat to him and have two black cowboy hats here in the studio with me.
Oh, she's going to be excited.
Yep. And Jenna Rovira from MTRA, who is also an exercise rider. And she's going to talk a little bit about exercise rider careers and a little bit about their tee-up event. And then speaking of black cowboy hats, none other than Tommy Turner, owner of Equifence of Florida.
Tommy Defense
Turner, yes. We also have a pre-recorded segment with him with fencing tips. I'm going to talk a little bit about the importance of braces. I know because I've had a fence with no braces. Thanks to Tommy, it's fixed up just right. But let's talk about some events that are coming up. First of all, the Equifirst Aid, which I'm very excited about because everybody needs help with this. It's only $99. Remember, you are your horse's first responder. That is at Midnight Rose Equestrian Center in Citra on the 12th of May from 10 to 2 p.m. Learning about important things like colic detection, vital signs, bandages, all sorts of things. Pete, what else?
Injuries, pain, identification, horse conditioning.
Yep.
Conditioning.
For treatment.
Accept treatment.
Yep. And are you ready for an emergency? That's the big question. Don't get ready for an emergency when an emergency happens. It's not good.
This is really good for people.
That's right. So check that out and make sure you get signed up for it. Very inexpensive. $99 for all of that is phenomenal. So Midnight Rose Equestrian, that's a wonderful event. Also, Women's Warrior Weekend is coming up. That is March 1st to the 3rd, and that is an all-female retreat. Very excited. They're going to do equine therapy, mounted shooting, trail rides, camping, and bonfires. All sounds like absolutely loads of fun to me. One in three, I couldn't believe this, 1 in 3 women in the military are sexually harassed or assaulted, and I had no idea those numbers were that high. But this Women's Warrior Weekend should be very, very powerful, and you can go to setspiritequinetherapy.org for more information. So check that out. Definitely worth signing up for that. Ocala Dog Ranch is doing something rather exciting, and I'll mention this again a bit more towards the end of the show, but they are having a barn hunt class. So you can go to Ocala Dog Ranch.
Barn hunt?
Barn hunt class. You can check out their website, ocaladogranch.com.
What is a barn hunt
I'll tell
class?
you more in the last segment.
Okay.
They're going to have beginner classes on March 5th and advanced classes on March the 6th. And I think that's going to be a lot of fun. We'll tell you more about that later. Exciting news for Larsen Hay, because now you can actually go there until 2 o'clock on Saturday. I'm really excited. I used to close at noon. I know some people do work in the morning, or they have barn chores, or they're training horses, riding horses in the morning on Saturdays. Can't get there before they close at noon. They're now going to be open until 2 every single Saturday at both Larsen Hay locations, both the one close to downtown and the one out on Highway 27. So
And our customers, and I'm a customer, appreciate that, because
Yes.
there are times when Saturday is the only time I can get it, and 2 o'clock's right before 2 o'clock
Yes.
is when I have the chance to get it. So
Yep.
that's great.
It's going to help a lot of folks out, so that's wonderful. Round of applause for, I got to get Isaac to play an applause for these things. Don't forget the vocal on February 23rd. That is Voices of Change Animal League. I always want to mess that
Wow.
up. Having their Paws and Pearls presented by Lugano. Vocal does such an amazing job getting these animals adopted out, and this is their big fundraiser. It's their 8th annual Fur Ball, and it is Friday, February 23rd at World Equestrian Center.
And it looks fancy.
It
like
looks
the
fancy.
picture looked fancy.
I know, and these wonderful people, Pat Myers Electric, and wonderful Olivia Fuller, invited me last year, and that was my first fur ball, and I loved it. It was such a wonderful thing. So, and I sat at Pat Myers Electric table, and that's actually how I got to know them really well.
I better have an invite on the table
I know,
this
right?
year.
Did you hear that, Pat and Sarah?
Yeah.
We definitely need to be at your table for the fur ball. So wonderful, wonderful event, wonderful cause. We talked last week about the RRRR, which is ride,
Run, roll, relay.
run, ride,
Run,
roll,
ride.
relay. March 23rd. Support the Greenway Trails. We all love riding on the Greenway Trails. They're so beautiful. The Greenway Equestrians help to maintain those. This event helps to support everything that they do. So entry fee is $75 per person.
Team is 3 people. One's a runner, one's a rider of a horse, and one's a bicyclist or a mountain bikeist. Or you can be the Iron Man and do all 3. They do have people that show up to do that.
I do think Pete should do that, and I think Isaac should chase him on the one wheel, because I think that would be super fun.
Oh,
But
yeah.
it's going to be at the Shangri-La Trailhead this time, which is absolutely gorgeous, and it's such a great cause. So go to the Greenway Equestrians site or social media for more information. You get signed up for this, and you can even camp out for the weekend. Lots of fun and a great
Come
cause.
cheer on a bunch of people riding, running,
Rolling.
rolling, and
Relaying.
relaying.
Yeah, right. March 23rd. Great stuff. I love that. And we love this cause. We'll mention that every week and remind you. I want to say a really quick thank you to Chris Cox. Wow.
Yes, ma'am.
One of the finest horsemen probably in the world. And he invited us down to his clinic. And after a long, long day of working with his clients there, we got to meet his entire family and interview him. And wow, what a guy. Really, really amazing, amazing guy, and took the time to chat to us, and Isaac even got to meet him. Isaac's can go away from being, hopefully he never goes away, but if he
Right.
ever goes away, he can tell everybody all the amazing people that he met and say, wow, because there's really some.
And he's a class act. I've always said that.
Yep.
Super nice, down to earth, made you feel like you were at his level, which there's no way we are, but he never wanted to be a superior. It was a great interview.
It was. He's a wonderful guy.
And it wasn't an interview. What did you call it?
It was a chat.
A chat.
We're going to call that a chat with Chris Cox, right?
So if you're listening out there, Chris, we appreciate you.
Yes. Quick shout out to Cody's Wish, who not only won Horse of the Year, but he also won Moment of the Year in racing, of course, with Cody Dorman. And God rest his soul. And that is just the coolest thing. And it was the greatest story. And it really brought so many tears to so many people's eyes. So congratulations from us here at the Horse Talk Show for both of those. And coming back, we got Megan. So MV Equestrian, we're going to be chatting to her. So stay with us. This portion of the Horse Talk Show is brought to you by Peterson Smith Equine Hospital and Complete Care, our television broadcast sponsor, Larsen Hay, Idaho's finest alfalfa, and supporting sponsors DAC Minerals and Vitamins, Seminole Feed Stores, Lip Chip, Piranha, Pat Myers Electric, Florida HVAC Services, and Ocala Dog Ranch. This show is brought to you in part by DAC Vitamins and Minerals of Florida. All horses need a solid immune system, excellent joint support, a healthy gut, and DAC has all the vitamins and minerals they need. with the NASC stamp of approval. So like them on Facebook now or go to feeddac.com. DAC, it makes a world of difference. Horsemen, are you tired of technology that doesn't fit your way of life? Lip Chip, built by horsemen for horsemen, is ready to revolutionize your world. The answer is in the HoofLink system. Simply implant, scan, and unlock your horse's health information. From driving to Grand Prix jumping, all horses, all breeds, and all disciplines. The future is in the integrity and transparency of all horse sports and in the safety of our horses. The future is here, and the future is Lip Chip. Show broadcasts from the CEP's Equine Studios in downtown Ocala in the horse capital.
Hi, this is Hall of Fame jockey Mike Smith. We're listening to the Horse Talk Show.
Back on the second segment of the Horse Talk Show, presented by Peterson Smith Equine Hospital and Complete Care. Thank you to Larsen Farms, our television broadcast sponsor.
Idaho's finest alfalfa.
Louisa Barton here in the studio with dancing Pete Roder from Complimentary Horsemanship. And Megan, it's so lovely to finally have you in here. Megan with MV Equestrian.
Yes, ma'am.
She was absolutely wonderful coming to the Hobby Horse Games and just jumping right in and helping us out so much. That was such a blessing. I think that was the first time I ever met you, wasn't it?
Yeah, right on a whim. It was an awesome experience. I was honestly expecting it to be a lot more chaotic than it was. But the kids really blew me away, and Kelsey
was off the charts. I saw Kelsey last week, and she every lesson is just.
That's mini.
She's a great kid, isn't she?
Kelsey is mini Louisa.
Yes, it's always a little comedy
Isaac
show.
is like spot on, isn't he? Look at him. I mean, really, Isaac, can we please have a round of applause for Isaac?
Oh, that is good.
Who, I didn't ask him to put that up, but look at that.
That is good.
Man, I'll tell you what a guy.
I know, that was
a wonderful event.
Such a great experience. I can't wait for it this year.
We had 756 people check in to do the Hobby Horse Equestrian Games.
That's so insane.
That doesn't include all the other hundreds of people that came for all the other things, but that was just that checked in with Tamra. She had the little clicker, and she was
I know.
sticking.
I remember she was like, I'm going to need a new clicker because I don't know how high this thing goes.
It was amazing, honestly. The turnout for that was incredible. And having those top equestrians there as well, it gave the sponsors of the event a lot more,
Yeah.
But just having kids there learning horse sports so that from the safety of a stick horse is so cool.
Yes, we can make all the mistakes and we don't have to worry about a horse or child getting hurt. I love that.
And people love jumping the jumps and doing the dressage, and we're adding some really cool things for this coming year.
Oh, I'm so excited.
I know, we're trying to try and do carriages.
Ooh,
I have an idea.
That's going to be...
You have an idea?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm really glad you have
an idea. That's going
to
to be interesting.
Yes, I know, right?
I'm excited, though. I can't wait.
Carriages with stick horses, and we are doing the Pasofino class. I got the commitment yesterday from United Pasofino and Ocala Pasofino Association that they are going to bring the board, and top judges from around the country are going to come and judge people with their stick horses.
Only Louisa Barton could pull that off.
That is so incredible. So that means you're going to partake in that.
I am, yes,
right?
I have to do that.
To.
I'm going to compete. I may not be allowed to win, but I'm going to compete.
Yeah.
Okay, so not getting off topic or anything.
Tell us about you.
Yes, Megan.
Yes, so,
You've been riding
my whole life. So I'm 30. Wow, weird to say that out loud.
You don't look it.
Thank
you
you.
know that.
Thank you. I know I look like I'm 16. But yeah, I've been riding since I could walk. That was kind of what I was doing before I could walk. We had a little family farm up in Georgia that I would just pop on and take the horses around. And my dad got really lucky with me loving horses at such a young age. Because that was a very expensive hobby. My first lesson was, I think, at 6 or 7 years old, and at the end of that lesson, I was jumping the horse, and my parents knew that was it.
There was no stopping you.
Yep, I had big dreams for the Olympics, what every young little girl wants to do, but unfortunately, injuries have happened, and that's not a thing anymore, and that's okay. But now I have a sales and training business based out of Ocala, and
You have 23 students.
I do.
That's amazing.
That was kind of weird. I know. I think I said that out loud for the first time just a few minutes ago when I was telling you, and I am just so lucky. My kids are amazing. I have students from the ages of 7 all the way up. I have a really awesome older lady. She's 73.
Oh, I love that.
And she is, man, she can almost outride me.
Good for her.
Yeah, her and I went out on a trail ride on her horses a couple weeks ago, and we were about 4 hours in, and she's like, do you want to keep cantering? And I'm just like, I'm dying. But yeah,
awesome.
Let's do it.
That's so fantastic.
But yeah, it's great. And I'm moving here in 2013 was the best thing I could have done. So
that's phenomenal. So tell us a bit about like bucket list. Like what would you like to work towards?
Bucket list. So we actually, I say we, me and my husband, we just closed on a cute little 3-acre farm in Anthony. And ideally we get that up and running. There's a lot of stuff that we need to do before we can, really open it to the public until I feel like it's ready. But ideally we start from the ground, build up, and in 10 years we get a 10-acre farm and have a nice cute little boutique boarding and little facility. I would like to keep it with sales and training just because I love the connections that I make. I love networking, and I love meeting new people. I'm always trying to figure out how I can be a better trainer, a better person, and a better rider. So I feel like the more people I can connect with, the more people I can learn from. So I love that.
Love that too. I know you do.
Oh, yeah.
We love to spotlight equestrians like you because just the way at the hobby horse games, the way you just fell in and made everybody have a good time. When I was growing up, my riding instructors were not like that. They were not. No. And that to me is something that makes the difference between you wanting to carry on and enjoying something that, my boss actually just said yesterday when I said, I can't say too much about what we were doing yesterday because it's still top secret, but he said, never have a hobby that you have to feed.
Yeah. Yes. I need that on a t-shirt.
Yes. But it's not an inexpensive hobby. There's a lot of parts to being a good equestrian. I feel like it's something that, yes, you need discipline and boundaries and all those things, but you also need to enjoy it. There needs to be an element of, and that is one of the things I noticed about you the first time I met you, is you and Kelsey both have this energy and this like love of what you do that just exudes from you and passes on to others around you and students, and I think that's a really big piece.
Yeah, well, I really appreciate that because that is one thing I do. I really strive every day to do that. Just like you, growing up in this industry, man, it was not fun. Looking back, I can't say I regret it because it has made me the hardworking individual that I am. My work ethic is almost unmatched across the board when I go to different places. And it was great, but getting worked into the ground and getting treated like a slave, I didn't grow up in a very big family with all of this money. All the shows that we went to, I had to work it off, so I stayed for the whole show. I was picking stalls, bathing, clipping, grooming.
Makes me think of Tick's book. Doesn't it make you think of Tick's? It makes me think of Tick Maynard's book.
Tick Maynard, make sure you say who you're talking about.
Yeah, Tick Maynard's book, it makes me think of like all the downsides to the getting involved in the equine industry. There are downsides.
Yeah.
But at the same time, that the people that push you to that level let you know where you really are. Sometimes it's not the greatest way they do it.
Yeah.
So we try to do it differently for our students.
Exactly.
However, that tells you, hey, I know I can go 22 hours today and I have to get these horses done. Yeah. And I have to get this done, where before you go, there's no way I could do 22 hours. What are you, crazy?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
It's true. Those that pushed you, like if you stuck with it, you're really determined. I mean, I think about my riding instructor when I was a kid, and The fact that I stuck with it's a miracle. I mean,
I got beer cans thrown at me. I've gotten
Oh gosh.
poles like.
We might have to take that one out of the show.
I didn't say
We're not
any
going to ask
names.
her. We're not going to ask her who that was.
Yeah.
but rough days and long days.
Yeah, rough and long days, and I was just a young little kid, and I feel like now that I'm a professional in this industry, I get to see the other side. I see a lot of burnout, and I don't want that in my business. You don't have to show; you can just have fun.
How do people find you and more information and sponsor you and get involved with you?
Facebook at MV Equestrian Ocala LLC. Pretty please.
Duck down.
I love this. Duck down.
There it is.
We have some goodies for you from Piranha, a lovely goodie bag, and then we have a very beautiful brush for you. Actually, this was lasered at Loco Graphics, so
I'm gonna have to
really
frame
nice.
it.
I know, right? Thank you so much for
Thank you,
being with us.
guys.
That was
Thank
awesome.
you.
MV Equestrian on Facebook. Find her and follow her. Her adventures are phenomenal. We'll be right back with the Maiko Mottie. This portion of the Horse Talk Show is brought to you by Peterson Smith Equine Hospital and Complete Care, our television broadcast sponsor, Larsen Hay, Idaho's finest alfalfa, and supporting sponsors DAC Minerals and Vitamins, Seminole Feed Stores, Lip Chip, Piranha, Pat Myers Electric, Florida HVAC Services, and Ocala Dog Ranch.
Faulty wiring is the leading cause of barn fires. I'm Pat with Pat Myers Electric. Equine facilities have special electrical needs. The knowledgeable and licensed team of electricians at Pat Myers Electric will ensure that you can achieve your vision for a beautiful, safe, and functional horse facility. From new construction to rewiring and updating, the Pat Myers Electric team is ready to jump in and help keep your horses safe. With a small farm of our own, we truly understand the unique concerns of the horse owner. Don't take chances. For all your current barn needs, go to patmyerselectric.com.
This show is brought to you in part by Seminole Feed Stores, family owned since 1934. Manufacturing fixed formula horse feeds with mindful monitoring and quality ingredients right here in Ocala in an all-natural, non-medicated feed mill. Seminole Feed, simply the world's best and safest feed. Like them on Facebook now or find them at SeminoleFeed.com.
Horses. Piranha! Oh no! Oh, the humanity! Oh, Piranha.
Peterson and Smith Equine Hospital and Complete Care seeks to be a leading international veterinary practice that provides state-of-the-art veterinary care to their patients while fostering professional relationships with their clients that stand the test of time. For 24/7 and the best in equine care, check out Peterson and Smith at petersonsmith.com or like them on Facebook now for more information. The Horse Talk Show broadcasts from the CEP's Equine Studios in downtown Ocala in the horse capital.
Hey, this is Buck Branneman. You're listening to the Horse Talk Show.
Back on the Horse Talk Show, presented by Peterson Smith Equine Hospital and Complete Care. Thank you to Larsen Farms, our television broadcast sponsor.
Idaho's finest alfalfa.
Louisa Barton here in the studios with Dancing Pete Roder from Complimentary Horsemanship. And we have Maiko Mottie from Horse Fans. Maiko.
Hello.
I love the, I don't know if you guys like called ahead or what for this matching hat thing, but it's great.
Thank you very much.
I love it. It's lovely to have you with us.
Black on black.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to let Pete interview you.
Oh, okay. So tell us a little bit about what you do at Horse.
Most definitely. We're an Ocala-based business, veteran-owned, and we just recently started manufacturing horse vans, which are luxury vehicles built on vans for horses. We are transporting up to 2 horses right now. We offer living quarters and full customization. We were getting units from overseas in the past, The quality wasn't up to American standards, so we decided we need to start manufacturing ourselves to take matters more in our control. And now we're building with an aluminum cage, air conditioning, shower, toilet, even a twin bed if you wanted to.
Wow.
Anything that you can think of in an RV, we can implement now into a horse van.
That's amazing.
How big are these horse vans?
About 23 feet long.
Okay.
So, but we are offering now also the slide-out capabilities, just like in an RV. So your sidewalls will slide out and turn into a bed or extra living area.
Wow.
Look at that. Check it out.
That's luxury.
If you're listening on the radio, you can go to either Facebook, the Horse Talk Show, like us, and you'll actually be able to see the horse fans. You can also go to horse fans on Facebook and find them, or on Equus TV. You get to see the inside of these, and they are phenomenal.
Thank you.
The colors and everything, just beautiful. I mean, every little detail.
Thank you. And the battery system that we use in our horse vans also provide power after you shut the vehicle off. So your battery system usually operates between 5 to 8 hours, depending on how high the demand is.
Wow.
That's really good to know, because you might need that after you've shut down. You're not driving
100%.
or whatever. And wow, look at that. It's a nice ramp. That was a very nice ramp.
Thank you.
Look at that.
Yeah, we were
Red
sponsors at the Festival of Speed at Lamborghini of Orlando.
Wow.
Yeah, we were honored to be their guest.
That's incredible. So this is neat, because this is, having grown up in England and been in situations where you can't necessarily park very easily in some places, this takes down the need for the space for a vehicle. And I'm saying this for people who are listening, not watching, so they actually get the kind of the gist of this. This is all enclosed in one vehicle.
Yep.
For the driving part, and the horse part is all connected.
Correct. And we can either build them on the Ram ProMaster 3500, the Ford Transit 350, or the Mercedes Sprinter 3500 and 4500.
Wow.
He's got a lot of numbers there.
That makes for a smooth ride, I would think.
Oh, yeah. We also add the airbag system, so your horses are riding in very comfortable. And not to mention, some of the technology we're implementing, we're releasing right now, live, is auto leveling systems.
Auto leveling.
Yep. So in the event you have a flat tire, you just push a button and your vehicle will raise up and you can change your tire.
Wow. I want that for my horse trailer.
Who doesn't want that? But when you're traveling with horses, oh my gosh, the worst thing in the world is to be on the side of the road with horses in a flat tire.
Especially a young lady, who doesn't want to have to, the winch and everything. You just push a button, then you can take the tire off and then lower it, back down to the ground. Now, let's say you're on uneven grounds. You can also have the vehicle auto level itself, so there's no angle when your horses are getting out. That's the main reason for it.
Wow.
That's a pretty big wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Now, what about climate control? Is there anything for climate control, or is that a customization for the horses? Because obviously there's a lot of times of the year that it's warm.
Yes, so the air conditioning system is in the tack room, and it's also providing cooling power to the horse area. You also have 2 fans that you can monitor with the remote control, and now we're also implementing horse drop-down windows just like in a regular horse trailer.
Wow.
Wow.
So you have multiple options. You can either have them running on battery, which you can monitor on your cell phone, so the battery level gets low. You're like, oh my God, I only have 35% left. Let me finish my grocery shoppings real fast and return back to my horse van.
So you actually could go and take care of something, and your horses would still be in a
Cooling
nice,
power.
cool.
Wow.
That's pretty amazing.
So how many is 2 the minimum, maximum?
No,
how many?
That's the minimum. We can build them up to 6.
6?
On a semi-truck.
Wow.
And also the E550s. So any larger vehicle we can build on. We actually just got an order in yesterday for one. 4 horses.
Wow.
That's amazing.
Okay.
Now, comfort
see
driving, how is it comfortable to be in the driver's seat, passenger seat up front?
100%. It's got custom leather stitch seats, diamond. And the suspension itself, it's on air. So it's like an air ride system almost.
So I see this as an advantage if you're going to a horse show. You get your horse put into the stall. It's late. You go in here, and boom, you're ready to go to bed.
Go. Yeah.
You don't have to do much. You don't have to go really hook up anything exciting other than plug in.
Well, I'll tell you something, and this has occurred to me before. There are a lot of people that arrive at their showgrounds with their horses, and the bags of shavings may be outside the door and the buckets may be right there, but they've got to fill water buckets, they've got to get the bedding down, they've got to prep. Some people have somebody that goes ahead and does it, but most people arrive on the showgrounds and have to begin prepping all that. And if your horse, let's say you've come from New York and it's a lot cooler, and you're traveling to Florida and it's warmer, you're going to arrive after a long journey and have to shut everything off, and the horse is going to stand there and get hot before you're even into your stall. So how nice to be able to leave the horse in that climate control. And if you're arriving at somewhere like World Equestrian Center, it's still climate controlled. So when your stall is ready, boom, you're able to take the horse from one to the next without having to leave your horse out there, you know, hot, sweaty, tired. So that's a real plus there.
And then as a plan B, you can always start the vehicle back up and the batteries will start recharging. And as a plan C, we also offer the RV plug on all units. So you can charge the batteries and have everything running, your kitchenette, your stovetop, your mini fridge, your microwave, everything can be running.
From the truck?
Yep.
Oh my God. So it's basically you got your own generator sitting there without having to go turn on the generator.
And that's what we're doing for the American market. That's, you know, what makes us different from our competition.
Wow. So
I was actually going to ask you what sets you apart. There you go.
So where are you from?
I'm from Belgium.
Belgium.
Yeah, but I moved here when I was 12 and then finished high school here, and at the age 24 I joined the Army.
Oh, okay. Very good.
Thank you.
So you were into horses when you were in Belgium, or?
My niece was, actually.
Okay.
She's a jumper, and she does not want to ride a pickup truck and a trailer, so... The story behind that was actually funny.
That's what kicked this off for you,
Pretty much. You know, we started building a horse van in Europe, and the thing sold within a few days of us using it. So then we sold it because the guy made us an offer we couldn't refuse. So then we built her another one, which she was really upset. But I say, listen, you can pick another color. It's no big deal. So when that one arrived, that one sold. So at that point, we just started a whole business.
And so it just rolled on that way.
Yep.
Wow.
That's amazing.
Thank you.
And you couldn't be in a better place in the horse capital of the world making these.
Yep. And I used to live in Orlando, and I just started Google mapping it, and I started looking for farms and horses, and the dots led to Ocala.
So it'd be amazing, like manufactured in the horse capital of the world. It would be quite something, right? That's quite a big deal.
You could do this for dog shows. You put all your crates in the...
We've had orders for dog, which is separated the same way as a miniature horse.
That's perfect. I mean, you transport dogs like that, imagine.
And then spend the night.
Yeah. It doesn't have to be just horse vans, right?
Yeah.
So how do people find out more about you?
At www.horsevans.com. We're on Instagram and Facebook.
That's awesome. We have some goodies for you.
Thank you so much.
You may not have a horse, but I know you know people who do.
Yes, we do.
And I know you know Loco Graphics, so there you go. You even get a really, really nice brush.
I appreciate that.
Yeah. Thanks, Maiko.
Thank you.
Lovely to see you. We'll be back. We've got Jenna Rovira with us. Stay with us on the Horse Talk Show. Larsen Farms is our TV broadcast sponsor. Mr. Richard Larsen, a man of great integrity, cares about every single bale of hay and about taking care of his customers. He also has a huge heart for those genuinely in need. Larsen Farms, Idaho's finest alfalfa. Hey there, horsemen. Are you tired of technology that doesn't fit your way of life? LipChip is ready to revolutionize your barn. Built by horsemen, for horsemen. LipChip knows how you ride. If you're tired of carrying around paperwork, dealing with long trailer lines, and juggling all your horse's details while trying to compete, then the answer is the HoofLink system. Simply implant, scan, and unlock. Each scan reveals everything you need to work, compete, and to protect your horses. View current health paperwork, pre-register for your next event, and even check in on your horse's health. Horsemen, let's keep our horses safe and make our lives at the barn a little easier. The future is here, and the future is LipChip. This show is brought to you in part by DAC Vitamins and Minerals of Florida. All horses need a solid immune system, excellent joint support, a healthy gut, and DAC has all the vitamins and minerals they need with the NASC stamp of approval. So like them on Facebook now or go to feeddac.com. DAC, it makes a world of difference.
This hour of the Horse Talk Show is presented by Palm Chevrolet in Ocala, where the entire team is committed to making your experience in sales and service hassle-free and easier than ever with no games or gimmicks. Come in and visit on Southwest College Road or online at palmchevrolet.com. A second-to-none experience with all the amenities. Palm Chevy. Find new roads.
The Equine Performance and Innovative Centre, situated on 30 pristine acres in the horse capital of the world, is one of the finest and most complete conditioning and rehab centres for equines and canines in the nation, including an equine hyperbaric chamber, aqua pacer, water treadmill, cold water leg spa, equine swimming pool, Eurosizer, and more. Epic equine veterinarians specialising in rehab and conditioning. For more information, go to epcrehab.com or find them on social media.
Welcome back to the Horse Talk Show. Have you ever heard of a horse that can talk? Listen to this. With your host, Louisa Barton. She's literally in love with every horse. Presented by Palm Chevrolet, your hometown Chevy experience. She's back in the saddle again. And now, here's your host,
Pretty.
Louisa Barton! She's a Brit, she's got the gift of the gab, and her guests are fab.
The Horse Talk Show broadcasts from the CEP's Equine Studios in downtown Ocala in the horse capital.
Hi, this is Hall of Fame jockey Mike Smith. You're listening to the Horse Talk Show.
Back on the second half of the Horse Talk Show, presented by Palm Chevrolet, your hometown Chevy experience. Thank you to Larsen Farms, our television broadcast sponsor.
Idaho's finest alfalfa.
Dancing Pete Roeder from Complimentary Horsemanship. I'm Louisa Barton, special guest in the studio, and dear friend Jenna Rovira from Marion Therapeutic Riding Association and other things.
Yes, all of the above.
All of the above. Jenna, tell us a little bit about what you do at MTRA. It's a very amazing program.
Sure, thank you. So we do therapeutic horseback riding for children and adults with physical, emotional, and cognitive challenges. So our traditional therapeutic riding is geared towards any type of disability, which could be from autism, cerebral palsy, multiple sclerosis, stroke victims, you name it, it probably covers it. Then we have our equine experience, which is geared towards children in foster care and at-risk youth. We have Freedom Reins for veterans, and then in the last year we had partnered with Advent Health, and we are doing hippotherapy in conjunction with their speech pathologist and speech therapist. So that's pretty amazing. Cool addition. We're excited.
You see some exciting things with veterans too, I know.
It is, and our veterans program kind of evolved because we are doing equine facilitated psychotherapy in partnership with the Ocala Vet Center. So now they're doing equine therapy, but also incorporating psychotherapy into the sessions. So
it's amazing. It's a really wonderful program.
It's very neat, life-changing.
You do it, yes.
They even have their hobby horses.
They have their hobby horses. I love that. That's cute. That's wonderful.
We have all kinds of props. So the neat thing with therapeutic riding is you work on the physical core strength and balance, a lot of physical benefits, but then we also engage cognitively. So we work on sequential patterning. We have games and activities. They might have to follow an order or match colors. We can incorporate spelling and academic lessons into their programs as well. And then we do a lot of team building and social engagement as well. So
that's awesome.
Kind of a holistic and recreational outdoor.
I've heard you have a special trail.
We do.
So tell us a little bit why it's special about this trail. I think it's really neat.
One, it's really cool because it's been in the making for years with people from the community. We have a couple girls from the Girl Scouts that took it on. It's a sensory immersion. So it has sensory boards that the Girl Scouts built that appeal to your sight, sound, smell, taste, touch. We have 12 different boards right now that you can rotate out, and they slide in that we can use depending what matches the riders we have in the classes. And so they ride through this trail. It's relaxing. Lowe's came in and also assisted with the project. So we've got different types of mulch and footing on the ground. So that's appealing to your sound senses. It's got a lot of different recycled art we have hubcaps and like fans that were turned into flowers and dragonflies. We have wind chimes out there.
That's awesome.
We have a musical station that is made out of PVC pipes of different sizes and metal pipes that they can do. And then we have, I can't think of the name. What do you call abacus?
Abacus.
We have,
I love
where
those.
they can count and do math problems. Or
Okay, I was like, whoa.
did you
That's
think I was
awesome.
doing magic?
Yeah.
Yes. So
And you're teeing up.
we are teeing up.
Sold
yes.
out teeing up.
Sold out.
That's
February
awesome.
26th is our annual golf tournament, 8th year running. It's going to be at the Country Club of Ocala. We did just sell out our last teams last week, so we're really excited. There is still sponsorship opportunities if anybody wants to get involved that way.
That's wonderful.
And then I know I originally contacted you about our denim and bling hoedown that was going to be next month. It's been rescheduled. We do have a solid date, and that's going to be September 14th. So we're looking forward to that. Stay tuned because
That is a good time of year.
Yes. Yes.
I like September. It's
Yes.
starting to cool off a little bit, and it's not as crazy busy with every other
Yes.
event. So
And it's going to be an indoor event, so rain or shine, it will be comfortable, whether it's hot, cold. I doubt it'll be cold.
And you
but
probably want sponsors for that, I'm sure.
We would
'cause
love
that really
sponsors
helps
for
you
that.
keep things going for
Yes.
everybody. I don't know how much time we have left, but I got to mention the fact that you are an exercise rider, because what a great career that is for somebody, especially kids that maybe don't necessarily want to jump out of school and go to college, and they want to start doing something with horses that they could learn and love and enjoy. And I see your powerful love for the thoroughbred horse too all the time. So
Yes. It's one thing, if I had grown up in Ocala, I would have been ecstatic because the job opportunities are out there. And even with MTRA, that's one of the things we try to share is the opportunity in so many different disciplines. The thoroughbred world, we need riders. So it is, I would say, be very picky about where you go to learn, but there are some amazing farms and trainers that are willing to work and develop young riders coming up. There is a need for it, whether it's grooms, exercise riders, across the board. We need people, and especially a lot of the different immigration stuff that's come out that really limited the number of people coming into the thoroughbred industry because the standards are very much more strict
than they
were before. So
you need
loads of opportunity. Yes,
and it's a wonderful way to spend a morning.
It is. So
I see you loving on the horses and pictures, and I think,
yeah,
she loves what she
Pete
does.
would say I probably touch those horses way too much. They get kisses, they get hugs, they get cuddles. They
see
also
that.
respect boundaries and bubbles. But yeah, I laugh because I say it's my physical and my mental workout. It's a full body workout. I think I shared there was a recent post that went out, and it's like our equestrians athletes. Of course they are.
Yes.
They are. It's a full body
Absolutely.
workout.
Yes.
But then even just from the mental level, you're working outside, you're breathing fresh air, you're hopefully taking in all your surroundings, the sights, sounds, smells. It's good for the body, it's good for the soul.
And how many horses do you get on in the morning?
So right now we're getting on 9 every morning. We've gotten on as many as 14 at the farm that I work at. That was really hustling. We were short riders that year, and they were tacking while we were out on the track, and we had double sets, so it was crazy.
So what time do you start?
We get there about 5:45, 5:50. We're usually on our first horse at 6.
Wow, it's amazing. That sound means we're at the end of this segment, but MTRA is a 501c3. It's a phenomenal place to make a donation, to be a sponsor of one of these events, and they can find out more by going to the MTRA website or the social media.
Exactly. MTRA Ocala on all the social media, or www.mtraocala.org.
Awesome. Jenna, thank you so much for being with us. Coming back, we have Tommy Turner from Equifence of Florida. This is the 3rd episode, and he's talking about braces. So watch this. Thank you to the presenting sponsor of this portion of the Horse Talk Show, Palm Chevrolet, your hometown Chevy experience. Thank you to our TV broadcast sponsor, Larsen Farms, Idaho's finest alfalfa. Also, thank you to supporting sponsors, Nirvana Medical Spa, TT Distributors, Summit Joint Performance, Equigreen, Midnight Rose Equestrian, the Florida Horse Park, Horse Farms Forever, and the Equine Performance and Innovative Center.
This show is brought to you in part by Seminole Feed Stores, family owned since 1934. Manufacturing fixed formula horse feeds with mindful monitoring and quality ingredients right here in Ocala in an all-natural, non-medicated feed mill. Seminole Feed, simply the world's best and safest feed. Like them on Facebook now or find them at SeminoleFeed.com.
Horses. Piranha! Oh no! Oh, the humanity! Oh, piranha.
My name is Dr. Natalie Solomon. I formulated Equigreen with cutting-edge science and technology alongside the passion that is represented by a lifelong love of horses. I created a product that I would trust for my horses because they deserve nothing but the best for their bodies. Horses rely on us to take care of them, to love them, to respect them. This is how Equigreen came to life. Equigreen, CBD for your horse that you can trust.
The Horse Talk Show broadcasts from the CEP's Equine Studios in downtown Ocala in the horse capital.
This is Charlotte Cannon, and you are listening to the Horse Talk Show.
I'm Louisa Barton with Equus Television and the Horse Talk Show, and I am here with Tommy Turner from Equifence. We've mentioned a couple of times me needing a refencing job at my farm, so we are going to talk a little bit now about the different types of horse fences, what works well, and how to make sure you use the right kind of fencing. Tommy, thanks for being with us. We're standing here now by a brace done properly. It's a beautiful thing. I love it.
Proper bracing is very important.
Proper bracing is important. This is known as no-climb wire.
Absolutely.
Horse wire, some people call it. The oblongs rather are small enough that a horse can't get a foot in it.
2x4?
Yep, 2x4.
Yep.
Talk to us a little bit about horse wire, no-climb wire, why you like it for horses.
Let's set one thing straight right off the bat. It is no climb for horses.
No climb for horses.
It is not no climb for people. It is a large misconception in this industry. Well, I can put my foot in there and get over it. Well, you can. It is
no climb for horses. Did you hear that?
No climb for horses, correct. It is designed to keep a hoof from going through and getting hung up in the wire. That's what it's designed for.
Okay.
A person can jump it. Mm-hmm. A dog can climb it. Mm-hmm. It's not for people to no climb.
To no climb, right.
We understand that. Okay.
Yes, we do. Okay.
There are multiple kinds of no climb wire. Mm-hmm. You have high tensile wire, which is great. It's the braking strength versus high tensile and low carbon is right about the same, about 1,230 foot-pounds of braking strength. Now the difference between high tensile and low carbon has more stretch. So, example, car runs through your fence. Low carbon, car runs through your fence, it's going to pull from 100 foot from one way and 100 foot from the other way, and it's going to act like a bungee cord. Okay. And it's going to brake at 1,230 foot-pounds of force. Now, again, because it's stretching, you have to change out wire on either side. Sometimes it's a good thing, depends on the situation. Sometimes it's a bad thing. High tensile, same braking strength, but it's lower stretch rate. So when that impact happens, it's going to break right there. Okay. So those are your differences. If horses, you kind of want that bounce. You want that little bit of give. You want it to be tight, but you want that little bit of give. So if they do hit it, it's not running into a solid wall. You want that little bit of give. So the difference with that is something to think about when you're making your decision on wire. High tensile usually runs a little more money. You're going to pay 15% more for the high tensile wire. As far as length of life, high tensile will last a lot longer. As far as longevity, if you live in a high moisture, high salt area, near a coast, I definitely would recommend high tensile.
Okay.
They are tested to resist that higher salt
content
in the air. Yep. Low carbon isn't going to hold up quite as long. But yeah, I mean, as far as
a boundary, this is a really nice choice for horses, especially as so many of us who live out in the kind of boonies like I do. You might have a roaming dog, you might have a raccoon, you might have a coyote. It's a little bit more of a prevention to that than just using boards and just having an open.
Raccoons as an example?
No, because they'll go.
They'll climb.
They'll climb it, yeah. But they might find an easier route if they go the other way when they get to the exactly.
They're going to take the path.
Yeah, I wasn't trying to say they wouldn't go over. I'm just thinking they might try and find an easier way to go.
Have I ever told you the raccoon story?
You have.
Okay.
That's why I said they might go another way just because there's little prevention. But it's definitely, I mean, let's say a neighbor's dog gets loose and runs over.
Absolutely.
If you've got a horse, or especially miniature horses or smaller animals, preventing an animal from getting in, having this is really a nice prevention as opposed to, even if your interior fence is maybe a 3-board or 4-board, this is nice because it kind of blocks things out, gives you that nice safe boundary out, especially when you have a road right here, right? So
vehicles driving by,
makes sense.
You never know, horse run through or a broken board.
Yeah.
I definitely recommend wire on your perimeter. Paddocks, inside fencing,
Not
3-board, 4-board, not a big deal.
Well, even when that tree came down on the fence that you built at my other farm, everything stayed together because of the wire.
Absolutely.
Even though there was a cave in an ugly spot, everything held together because the wire.
If the wire hadn't been there to knock all 4 boards down or 3 boards, and it would have been an open spot for them to walk through. Absolutely.
Yeah, it makes sense. So this is a nice, safe choice. There's a couple of different brands available out there. Some are a little bit less, some are a little more. That's kind of personal choice. And then you talked about the different types as well. So, but properly braced and properly attached to the post, this has got some good longevity for it. Nice and safe for horses.
Absolutely.
And then what a lot of people don't think about is if your horse rolls and kicks its legs over, even if you don't have a horse necessarily that would be kicking at a wire, if the horse rolls and kicks its legs over, it can actually get a foot stuck in the larger hog wire or goat wire and get stuck in it.
Sure.
And I've seen that happen. This can't happen because of these.
With the field fence or even the sheep and goat wire. Sheep and goat wire is great for sheep and goats. Field fence is great for cows. They're more of a low pressure. I love sheep and goat wire. The if you don't have horses, you have smaller dogs, bigger dogs, it's a great wire that is a little more cost effective. So wire is essentially sold by the pound. We buy it by the foot because most people don't know how to judge their project by the pound. And I'm not talking English money either. I'm talking about actual weight here. So, so when the manufacturers of the wire, they, like I said, they sell it by the pound. So a 300-foot roll weighs so much. So when you buy wire that has less wire involved, so sheep and goat, you basically take out every other one of these wires, so it reduces the weight of that roll.
Right.
So
makes sense.
less money.
Right.
So that's how wire is sold and bought.
Horses just make everything more expensive.
Horses make everything more expensive.
True fact. True fact. So you like this for a boundary.
Absolutely.
You love this for a boundary for horses, and then this, of course, we're standing here by a brace, which we are going to cover in another segment. But done properly, it should actually secure the fence in place when you pull the wire.
Absolutely.
Done properly.
Done properly.
I add.
A correct brace built will hold. Yes.
Yes.
Done properly.
Wonderful.
I'm sorry. I keep going back to the job that was done here, and yes, this bracing is very important.
I can tell you, folks, as you're watching this, the B-roll will be rolling of my fence prior to this. So
the B-roll of a D project.
B-roll of a D project. I like it. Tommy Turner here with Louisa Martin, Tommy with Equifence. Thank you to the presenting sponsor of this portion of the Horse Talk Show, Palm Chevrolet, your hometown Chevy experience. Thank you to our TV broadcast sponsor, Larsen Farms, Idaho's finest alfalfa. Also, thank you to supporting sponsors, Nirvana Medical Spa, TT Distributors, Summit Joint Performance, Equigreen, Midnight Rose Equestrian, the Florida Horse Park, Horse Farms Forever, and the Equine Performance and Innovative Center. The Equine Performance and Innovative Center, situated on 30 pristine acres in the horse capital of the world, is one of the finest and most complete conditioning and rehab centers for equines and canines in the nation, including an equine hyperbaric chamber, aqua pacer, water treadmill, cold water leg spa, equine swimming pool, Eurosizer, and more. Epic equine veterinarians specializing in rehab and conditioning. For more information, go to epcrehab.com or find them on social media.
This show was brought to you in part by TT Distributors, dedicated to bringing their customers the largest selection of quality horse supplements, products, and farrier supplies in Florida at affordable prices. Also online at ttdistributors.com.
The Horse Talk Show broadcasts from the CEP's Equine Studios in downtown Ocala in the horse capital.
Hi, this is Hall of Fame jockey Mike Smith. You're listening to the Horse Talk Show.
Back on the last segment of the Horse Talk Show for this week, presented by Palm Chevrolet, your hometown Chevy experience. Thank you to Larsen Farms, our television broadcast sponsor.
Idaho's finest alfalfa.
Louisa Barton here in the studio with Dancing Pete Rhoda. And the first thing I want to mention, because we're actually getting some new tips of the week next week from Neil at Ocala Dog Ranch, is the barn hunt. Is so exciting. It's basically a game where your dog has to locate a rat that, of course, you absolutely don't have in your barn, of course, but at no time are the rats placed in harm's way, which is good, and they are used to dogs. And the rats are in a PVC tube, well ventilated with water and food. Each rat is rotated out and given certain periods of time to rest for the barn hunt. And the barns are full of hay and straw set up in a course depending on the dog level of hunting skill. The rats are hidden by a judge on the course, and depending on skill level, there could be as many as 8 rats. Imagine that. 8 empty tubes and 8 tubes with bedding and a bit of rat poop, of course. All the handlers are out of sight with their dog and are called forward one at a time to the course. You remain in a hide until you've had your turn, and then you can watch other dogs. The event is timed, and start the game with your dog off leash. As a team, you must find the tubes with the rats. It's so much fun! That should be Larsen Hay in there.
It's like fox hunting in England, right?
I know, right? This is an American kennel sport, and you earn titles starting at novice all the way to master champion. So this is at Ocala Dog Ranch. I think that is the coolest thing. And it's coming right up. And I think that's really neat. So check that out at Ocala Dog Ranch. Find out more information. You can find them on social media. I think that's really fun stuff. I couldn't help but mention it. This sounds so fun. But instead of Dancing Pete Rhoda's complimentary horsemanship tip of the week, which is actually really, really good this week, so we'll just move it to next week, I wanted to say, Pete and the Mustang coming soon to the Horse Talk Show, because Pete came over and had a little meeting with Flynn and did some things that were so amazing to see. And Flynn really relaxed and enjoyed himself. So I just wanted to thank Pete and say, if your horse doesn't do the blocks, you need to get in touch with Pete and have him come teach you the blocks and work with your horse so he can feel very safe and very comfortable and very at ease. And Flynn, I've already seen some major changes in Flynn.
That's what I was going to ask. What have you seen different in him?
More relaxed, more at ease, less need to be on, and not that I don't love him when he's with me. I love him when he's with me, but he has less need to be like right by my side all the time, which is good. He's gotten more independent and a lot more at ease in his own self, you know, without me. And even though when I call him, he still comes, it's not as soon as he sees me that he has to run to me. And although I love that, I know it's better for him if he feels safe with himself.
That's right.
And so I'm trying not to be selfish. I also want to say that Pete brought, am I allowed to say my favorite guest? He brought Charlotte Cannon, major top amazing equestrian who has won 6 world championships in 4 different disciplines, and I consider her a personal close friend of mine. After a very short time of getting to know her, she is one of the most amazing human beings I've ever met in my life, and she came back to my farm.
She pointed out a lot more that I was saying. I was just giving you the basics. She was pointing out the details.
Yeah, just things like, and even in Flynn's anatomy that I watched happening from what you were doing, that I would never have noticed because I was so busy watching you doing, you know, your thing, that she pointed out, which was you two are like a dynamo team. I mean, oh my goodness, you two together like can do it all. I mean, it was just really incredible and amazing experience. But she came back to my farm on Saturday and visited with Monty and Frosty, and she is very special. But one of the things that she shared with me is her top 10 hacks to relax. Wow, Kylie, well done. That's phenomenal. So once a week, we're going to share one of these with you because I think these are amazing. And you can definitely reach out to Charlotte Cannon, the Cannon Method, and learn more. And she'll be back in Florida again, and we can't wait. But Pete and I are going to tell you about the first one. So number 1, Pete.
Pull your belly in to your spine.
Oh. How's that working for you? Are you sucking it in?
I feel great.
You're sucking it in. Pull belly button into spine. Sounds very simple, but how often do we relax, really? Let's face it, especially as horse people, right? So we have a lot going on. So number 1 of the 10 hacks to relax by Charlotte Cannon is pull belly button into spine.
So try that at home when you're driving.
Yeah.
Don't lose your concentration.
Yes. Pull belly button into spine is number 1. So each week we're going to share those things with you. And I'm going to tell you that having had Charlotte come over to my house and spend some time and just getting to know her, I'm going to tell you that these 10 relax, release, rewire, and win from someone who's won so much.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing stuff. So one of the most amazing women I've ever met in my life, a top equestrian, and
I know some people too.
You know
Lisa.
some people too. You sure do. And her heart for the horses and the people is off all of the charts. She's an amazing woman, and you know, when she comes back here, I hope some of you folks get a chance to meet her and spend some time with her, because it's a life-changing experience, and she can find some things that you maybe missed. And wow, them together with the Mustang, woo, amazing. Listen, I think we still have time for your tip of the week, and it was a good one, so here it is.
Dancing Pete's tip of the week, brought to you by Complimentary Horsemanship.
Habits.
She gave it away. So habits is the tip of the week. So when you're haltering, do you have your horse's head come down? So that habit creates bridling to make it easier so that you can bridle your horse easier. putting your head down is a habit that also can help your horse if you're riding. He knows that pole release is what you want. So if he can't do it on the ground when you're haltering 2 to 4 times a day, how is he going to do it when you ask for it in the riding? The other habits we can talk about is going through a gate. So do you have the habit of clearing the gate so that you don't have horses accidentally run it out? Do you have your horse relax standing there, not trying to push the gate, all that kind of stuff, and then go through? How about going into your stall? You have the habit of he rushes in and you're okay with it. So that's the habit that you're creating, so when you go into the stall or to the trailer, he's going to have that same habit of rushing in or rushing out.
It's so funny you say that, because the other night when I was bringing Flynn in, I could feel the energy of his impatience to get in the stall. I actually felt it. He didn't do anything, but I felt it, and I stopped him. And I made him back up and think for a minute and take a breath, and then I walked him in, because I just felt the energy was like, it wasn't anything he did, I just felt it. I didn't used to feel that stuff before, but now I do.
And that habit can create it when he's scared or anything like that he goes, oh, I'm supposed to wait before I go in. I've seen people walk into an arena or ride into an arena and the horse take off because their habit is to canter into the arena. I like to go into an arena, turn around, face the gate, hang out for a little while, and then ride on. I was telling the story in the studio where I had a horse that went out the gate, turned around and stopped, and the lady went over there and asked him to go back in and saved his life. So that little habit of turning the face and waiting.
Last one, don't take the halter off right inside the gate.
Right.
Walk the horse away from the gate. I've been doing that since Pete was over, taking him to the other different spots to take the halter off so he doesn't think, oh, this is where I'm,
That's right. That's
very
a good
important.
habit.
Thank you. Listen, that noise means we have to wrap up. So thank you for joining us this week, whether you're in Ocala, Marion County, the horse capital of the world or not.
Happy horsing around. We'll see you next time.